Inamarato, mission, music, masculinity, master of the art, music. Who is this music, that which description may never justify? Can the ocean be described? Fathomless music, body of all that is, live everlastingly. Men initiate Inamarato, your music are tomorrow's unknown, known life. I love tomorrow.
Morning breath, retrieve its intense accidents, left me in the dust. How didn't I notice? This isn't laughter, it's a mini chapter. It twisted his ass to shoot for the stars. The sun paid me to do it, this is all real. Reaching further, a curvier road than we have encountered before. Sound the alarm, run to where it's warm. She insisted that I learn. Telling and teaching me are two different things, and I pack enough culture to strengthen wings. So now it's all about the wind in my face. The race is quickening, imagining the only reaction is her satisfaction. Tell me again, you love the color of my green eyes, and I will tell you with a straight face, and not once have I cried. I have seen the experience and I've questioned the way that things work. All philosophy still hasn't proved to me the real answer on why it hurts. Punching, kicking, screaming, none of this will bring me an ending that compares to a storybook, but all it took was a crushed second to know that it wasn't you. Turns out that I have a great imagination. It's so distant that I walk around in my own circulation based on the above. The truth is used in emergency situations. She only cared about my spontaneous religious fascinations. Needless to say that the question can sometimes be your solution, cause I have walked 217 steps away from institution. With words as clear as day, sometimes it still doesn't become clear. The simple things that we enjoy are still the concepts that we fear. I hear music, or should I say that once in my life I heard, but only half to think where I would be if that situation hadn't occurred. Wasted feelings, wasted pride, and wasted lust, and wasted touch. The scenery must change, so as humans we would not care so much. Why should anyone bother? I need no explanation on how the pain works. Am I familiar to the face? Cause I'm the one who constructed your world.
I'm a construct of your world, deep-rooted, polluted, and tortured, abused and altered. I just caught your eavesdropping. Atoms rising to pluck the fruit from off the branch, reaching out to touch your inner drive. Cut me open and count the rings inside to see how long I've been alive. Containing forms of records about the types of storms I've weathered. Leave a stump for kids to carve initials as long as I'm remembered. But lessons go forgotten, plus you don't believe a thing. Listening to the whispering of my leaves in the wind. When the breezes begin, you're just concerned with flying kites, till I tangle up your child's play and get you climbing heights. Still reluctant to hear me out, admiring the sights. You have no idea what it was like being nailed to Christ. You're swinging from the twigs and limbs that used to hang your siblings. Have respect, you selfish, self-centered sack of man-made buildings. I was the original pinnacle, but now I'm nothing to you but kindling, tickling my inhibitions of naturally attracting children who have a funny idea of what forever is. I witnessed the first time lips kiss with stripped innocence. Not too long after that was I supplying shade for a man caressing silverbacks trying to get laid. Monkeying around and now they're all dying of AIDS. Government guerrilla tactics, that's a farce, I bring the plagues. Cancer, that's just icing on the cake. I nurse and feed ya, cause you drained me of my sap with taps of perverse procedure. I hold your family background right down to the first amoeba. Watched you grow from just crustacean to a land mammal. It hurts to leave you, but I've had enough, and it'll be very relieving. Just who do you think supplies the air you're breathing? Humongous oxygen tanks, as if it's all free. Constantly wondering where your dogs are at, they're barking up the wrong tree. Wanting proof of identification, but I existed before fingerprints. Cognitive dissonance, I hear chainsaws in the distance. If a tree falls in a forest and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a sound? I'll go down quietly, but you'll feel it. Still be six-legged thoughts keep eating away at my inside, till I'm nothing but hollowed out hide. The dead tree's still standing, here comes the hunting axe of lumberjacks. So I attract like lightning when the thunder cracks. I'm under attack, so I may finally stop, slumber, relax.
I see myself in the uncut grass of right center field, lying on the brink of trying not to think. I look at the sky, but all I see is spots. I could change, but what do I do with these thoughts? Starting with my toes, I flex for a count of 10 and slowly work my way up the side of the mountain. My spaceship's inspected, ready for blast off. My skin is shed and my troubles are cast off. I hover above myself, holding the magnifying glass and saying hi to a silver dragon flying past. Hello, and may I say, what a lovely suit of armor. The heat's enough to make me wanna go and shoot a farmer. What am I saying, man? My tongue ran, leaping, rolling over the shoulders of a young man sleeping. Drawn respiration makes the skyline heave. I think of ideas and wonder why mine leave. Where do they go and why do they mutate? And why do I die at the end of the day?
Why do I die at the end of the day? I won't have it. Skulls and crossbones are tragic, always come home to havoc. Watch my grandma dump her son in the form of ash and bone fragments from a plastic bag into the sound until it got cold and stagnant. I hold a magnet that attracts negative energy, welcoming it with open arms. My predators remember me as the one who kills with kindness. They keep a safe distance. The yin and yang isn't the same. Opposable forces face resistance. Taste the bitterness in my sweet talk. Sour pussies claim the salt. When I sugarcoat my words, they take it with a grain of salt. It ain't my fault. I'm just trying to resurrect the Dead Sea, then slowly work my way onto dry land. Bring back my family. I put dirt into my Brita, hoping to purify the earth. Soiled myself till I felt clean. It didn't reassure my rebirth. I'm dying here. Can't you see that I'm dying? This is killing me. Feeling guilty about plans for a children-free environment. It'll be elderly in this environment. I invent one life, live dynasties, cancel chances of retirement, and that's fine with me. I'm willing to make sacrifices. This is my permission slip / mission statement. Dotted lines ain't hard to sign when science is religion's replacement. Let us pray to the test tube and baptize ourselves in distilled water as we dance around the Bunsen burner. Give me litmus paper so I may write my signature. I promise not to ever procreate if they find a cure. Hysterectomies and vasectomies for all. Spayed and neuter your animal instincts, cut off your balls. Immortality has your manhood injured. Now all I'm left with is my word.
Shut the fuck up.
Now all I'm left with is my word, sound, powerful, grace in negative spaces where the body meets the mentor. The borderline between what you perceive as real and you really perceive as the appeal of mere mortals. I travel portals on a rite to passage. 2 parts pacifist, 1 part born savage. 3 parts of a whole man, woman, child aborted. The X-Barfly escorted into obscurity. Urgency, emergency lights flash as my body crashes solid matter to fecal bits. I pick up the pieces of a broken reality and cut my fingers on jagged pieces of technicality. They're mining iron from my blood and I'm deficient. Indeed, my commentary explicit and I wish it would stop. I'm optimistic as one man can be, but I'm married to myself and looking for a family. Dysfunctional measures are the pleasures I parallel, like having stimuli in water instead of eating well. Behind these clouds is the sun that I need to grow, kissing for romance instead of luring with mistletoe. I cut the rings and counted all the years past, reminisce on my visions and the dreams that I smashed to shards. Give me the card of the guy with the sickle on it, and I'll be more useful than a carriage or baby bonnet. These parallel realities are getting the best of me, so I'm juggling the motives and fucking with divine destiny. The best of me and my angels are part fear, so I close the window on my ego and watch time disappear. Her eyes sparkle like hope and I'm jealous, overzealous and patient and tired of playing the patient. Doctor, please give me a God to believe in, or at least an ounce of recognition for all that I've done. Cause up to this point I've made it all by myself, but the cupboards are empty and there's no trophies on the shelf, and the low level pressure is enough to make my ears pop as the last sand of the hourglass mixes with my teardrops.
Release me out of my chains, let me destroy. Did you see the way he was looking at you? Hit him, push him, do something. I swear to God, if you turn the other cheek, then it's over. You might as well die. What good are you to defend yourself and the pride that you carry around your neck? Why should I be quiet? Call me by my name when you were speaking to me. Without me, your edge is gone. Without me, you would be scared. Break something, this isn't fair. Why should they talk to you like that? No more hourglasses, I'm allergic to salt water. Let's slaughter all things in a 2-mile radius. Hate is us, and it fuels our divine fire. Take another step towards the confrontation. This is my favorite part. Let's create a way to start star. Death is impossible and we are invincible, so there is nothing tougher than our image. I grow fond of the anger, stranger than the others. I come when you least expect. Torment is cause, it's a job well done. Torture our opponents, we know the world as they know it. Listen to me and do everything that I wish. Then we'll dominate, claim privilege to all the things we see. You don't use me enough, I'll come out to rescue you. And this is the thanks I get. I never get recognized for my brilliance. Only the pain and the destruction, the negative effects that I cause to the innocent. Let the temperature rise, let's get psychotic, intimidate, get a reputation for being untouchable. And I am the voice, no turning back, the strength when you attack. I'm here forever, never forget, I control you and God gave me the on and off switch and I use it for your own good. These others do nothing for you. With me we advance and collect scars and walk tall and talk about whatever we want. I have watched you grow and collect power, now it's time to use it. Immortal decisions in the moment is only half of what we want. The energy is our destiny, grab as much as you can. Without thinking about the sand, I was given birth through teasing and abuse. Now we all face the truth, without me you were nothing. So acknowledge my existence, so you can never distance yourself from the things that keep you alive. Sit back and get ready, my student, the ride is going to be painful and incredibly intense. We walk as two, but we will leave as one set of tortured footprints.
Walk as two, but we'll leave one set of tortured footprints. Now here she comes, walking through the door, giving that look since I roll with shook wimps. I'm shaking in my boots. Kids behind me eating steak and soup, talking about beat breaks and loops. And I wanna turn around, join in on the convo by Anchor Jack and say, and it's sad to say, I'm just a poetry fag acting gay with my black beret. I just came to this whack ass cafe to drink an iced coffee and kill a bit of time before the matinee. Why did I eat cappuccino cooler? Now I'm trying to avoid eye contact, let's see if I can fool her. Put a look of concentration on my face as I scribble on a napkin, squinting my eyes, acting like I'm really serious about this mess of nonsensical pen action. A web of chicken scratch and ink blots. Is she still there, standing awkwardly glaring? I think not. Look up, think again. Shit, now when is she gonna stop making me waste ink from my pen as I sit and pretend? I knew I should have come with a friend. Now I shrink and I send myself into meditation and I'm on the brink of zen. Is she buying it? I pick up my empty glass, tilt it and drink the phlegm. She's still scoping. In fact, this chick's a 10, at least in my book, which isn't all that well read, but it's been said once she gets her grip on men, they simply bend backwards. She attracts nerds, jock substitutes, and student teachers who all profess their love for all of her protruding features. There's no fooling this creature, she's way fine. So dope I'd have to smuggle her across state lines or else pay fines. What's holding me back is what I heard through the grapevine. She's a nonconformist freak who only comes out in the daytime. Don't look at me, I can feel the burn of her stare on my sensitive skin. I'm antisocial and I don't know how conversational sentences begin. Plus I'm allergic to the medicine of sexual handling. This impotence is sickening, she's sensual, appealing. Now I'm covering up my crotch, reaching by crossing my legs, lost in my thoughts and pausing my bed. It's awful, so I'm forcing my head into my forearms. I should invite her for a cup of joe. It'd do more harm than good, I just know. I mean, she's no Natalie Portman, and I've been kinda holding out for her. Naturally, now my thoughts spin, and she's on the out for sure. Gradually contorting my mind frame so no doubts occur. I activate testicular bravery and I shout to her. Our eyes lock and time stops. She floats over to my spot and I said, hi, I'm not trying to hit on you like the way all these other guys jock. I just wanna let you know I'm the type of person who lies a lot. Sometimes I fart and pick my nose like a maniac, and I'd be glad to front the cost of a date with you as long as you pay me back. If we ever reach the friendship level where things like that are shared. And I know my facial hair is weird, but I've been waiting for someone like you to shave my beard. I'm usually more discreet about my insecurities, but tell you today, I'm just unprepared. In all honesty, this dame just stared, and I was like, yeah, so nervous twitches were initiated and our nostrils flared. Our eyes started wandering and I'm rocking in my chair. Now I start fiddling with my gear. I continued on, scared that I lost her in my upfront approach. She looked at the napkin and noticed what I wrote, which was nothing. I said, funny thing is, I could have used you as a muse. Wrote you sonnets in iambic pentameter and then produced mass amounts of unsent love letters and out-of-tune love ballads. Some valid, but most just to get you thinking of marriage. It's untrue. I don't want to create a first impression I can't live up to. I just wanna... She said, enough said. I'm a theme park, ride me before the sunset. So I jumped up on her shoulders as we exited the entrance.
shit. As we exit out of the entrance, we walked into Gamma Spectrum Infinita. Rainbow psychedelia heavenly hash brownie cookies were served on pallets of professional patriotism. Pledging perfection within my penile profile, I stood erect upon the pedestal for inspection. But as soon as the bastards tried to check my anal cavity, I got kinda edgy and asked to be placed in another category. They asked me if I was homophobic, and I replied, certainly an attempt at reverse psychology. Unfortunately, I was sentenced to peeling carrots for a political party I didn't like very much. Me and my partner would occasionally kill bugs and put them in the food, or do other stuff that I wouldn't repeat to strangers such as yourself. I mean, this might be an introduction of sorts, and I wouldn't want you to think I'm some kind of a creep now, would I? Anyways, the weather on the South Shore was really beautiful that summer, and I got crabs. Fucking bastards.
Making love with no fathers intend to fall victim to sisters of cousins who have nephews who breed with elephants and the forests are burning. All the monkeys are running for the hills. Chill up your backside. Do you feel the difference between leather and polyester? The infamous doctors told me you had a lot to offer. The crazy weirdo community, so I continued on a journey. I had first tried to accomplish and put my rabbit on a leash and took to the river. I floated on the bunny until we entered rapids, watching for the falls. I pinched myself and woke up still strapped to my bed. If it was kinky, that would be one thing, but I'm here for what they call medical reasons. They are the different ones, everyone jewels, but they make a big deal when mine's excessive. I think me and the world complement each other. I make macaroni necklaces and the world is always spinning. Constructive behaving is what I'm saving for the bilingual flamingos. They are the keepers of all the secrets. Hopefully they can tell me what happened when my sanity was abandoned. Shit, my lips aren't even moving. Knock knock, who's not there? Where did you go? Oh yeah, I couldn't see you in all that first place. This Epitunes got me a day pass to look at all the beautiful pads of paper. That's the coincidence. Do you listeners sometimes have accidents? Sorry I was making nonsense, talking crazy words with big pronunciation. I forgot my map to North America so I couldn't find Halifax. I have been wandering around in the woods for 8 days yelling out I'm lost, eh? Escapism is what I need and I know the truth and I will speak it. Running up to pretty girls saying I have a secret. Intentional and premeditated are such overused phrases. Besides I'm not like you and don't work on the methods. Where are your drinking fountains? My rabbit is thirsty and I need to fix the e-brake. For Purple Lip's sake, let's all be rational and I will suggest a feast of risky ideas. Clearly we shot past the future so we reached the classic history. Man, it's hot in here. Or is it just your staring eyes? You were the ugliest Billy Goat that I've ever laid eyes upon. Have you read the set list? You're on next to 2-click flares with hook set. Hey pretty Miles Q, you got a date for eternity? I figured that line was hit or miss. And if that doesn't work, I will impress with a medicated performance on a broken piano, a concerto, a footsie, cups, and barbecue chips. Missing seconds without any earmuffs. Paul, Robin, Rich, great minds think different. That's why we're here. Somersaults and bowling, porta potties and sunburns. The mystery we are holding is about to take a drastic turn. My trip was worth the view, and the propellers that were stolen from fans. I got to touch a Pro 7, so now I'll never wash my hands. Paradise and a cozy sofa, ecstasy and a new set of running shoes. The simple things are the created myth, and society makes me moonwalk in circles. So I'll decide who's not fit here to own a llama. I can't help but think about all those poor innocent retards who work from 9 to 5, staring at a computer screen. I get to watch cartoons and live in other worlds. It's war in these here brain cells, and the weather feels great. I'm ready to freebase the pens and lick the painting off the plate. Laugh, it's serious, cry, it's hysterical, chaos of emotions wrapped in a comical manuscript. Consider this a narrative that explains the genius of true meaning. Maybe I'm fully awake and the rest of the world is dreaming.
Maybe I'm fully awake and the rest of the world is dreaming. Or maybe I'm fully erect and my dream girl is screaming for me. Call me the adult film industry insider. Call me tomorrow. Call me the skin diver. I'm crude like oil that sprung from the source. Young buck, 65 and I'm hung like a horse. You know me, hang on to my hips for the ride of your life. Then you're gonna wanna be my bride or my wife. So here's your chance to take a walk like a pedestrian, or else you better saddle up quick like an equestrian. Don't confuse me with the type to stick the Jimmy and lever, cause you don't want to end up with the simian fever, if you know what I'm saying. So come equipped with the latex, then we can try to take each other to the apex. Cock me back with both hands, but don't hesitate. Soon our bodies will vaporize and levitate. Pulling your hair, we can holler and hiss loudly, but neither of us want to turn all of our piss cloudy. Make a contribution to the ejaculate collection. The only way you get pregnant is immaculate conception. We're way too young, so get it out of your system. Wage full frontal assault and make me a first victim. I want to get down with a New York to Paris model and do what I do to make her see stars like Aristotle. A voice in my head is speaking the word eater, and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna stick my beak in her bird feeder, Jim naked, and she can fly my glider south when it's my turn and let it land inside her mouth. But for right now, let's listen to the weather report and take photos of ourselves in the leather we sport. Cuff each other, and we can do experiments, test our love and build a human pyramid. Kiss me soft and grind my organs. I'll spank you for it later. Switch positions and unbutton your shirt. I'm dirty and like to eat dessert first, cause I'm perverted. Haven't you heard of the arrogant incubus, sexual surrogate, best undressed, fully erect primate, heterogenous congressman, licking the honey pot sloppily for $25 of Monopoly money.
Sexorcism. A beast of regret dwells well within the loins. It nourishes itself on control and willpower, leaving a hunger of primal desire. We are slaves to necessity, indentured servants to serpents of want, lust, and just must have. The immediate burden outweighs all long-term importances and temporarily blinds righteous eyes. With recovered vision, the soul becomes sick with disgust and hastily decides never to look back at that lapse of morality. Repressed memory advocates repetition of shameful exhibition. My strongest weakness has got my penis in a vice grip. I might slip and stab the demons with an ice pick. Forbidden juices drain, puncture the bloated limb and bring down the swelling. Squeeze the life out of the negative influence and hope not to arouse a rebirth. Immaculate conception of undeniable force. Sexorcism.
Conception of undeniable force, feeding my own words down my hypocritical trachea, questioning my motivation. I tie cans to cattails.